Romans 10:13 states, "For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved." How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? Convicted by the challenge and called ministry from this passage, Angie and I yielded our lives to bring the gospel to a place it's never been before. This led us to train and serve with New Tribes Mission. New Tribes Mission is a church planting mission with a laser focus on reaching unreached people groups with the gospel and planting churches modeled after the church as described in the New Testament. Though originally we didn't know which of the nearly 6,600 unreached people groups the Lord would send us to, we simply trusted that He would lead us. After a time, the Lord led us to Papua New Guinea, a country just north of Australia, and home to over 860 languages. For decades, many Papua New Guineans have been asking for missionaries. Following the Lord's leading, along with our partners Joey and Brooke Tartaglia, we moved in among the Mibu people in 2002. Another family, Jeff and Shannon Husa, later joined our team in 2004. It was quite a jarring experience to come to grips with the vastly different world. Like the language, the food, the people, the rugged terrain, the isolation. It took us nearly 3 years to learn the language the Mibu people speak, called the Ma language. Starting in October 2005, we began teaching Scripture chronologically, starting from Genesis, explaining first of all who God is, as the all-knowing, all-powerful Creator. We taught for nearly 6 months, 5 to 6 days a week, teaching the Bible as one book, asking questions to gauge understanding, using review, illustrations, drama, and pictures, all to reinforce the major scriptural themes. By the time we introduced Jesus, born of a virgin in Bethlehem, the Mibu people by and large understood much of the significance of that event, based on the prophecies of the Old Testament. Throughout the teaching on Jesus' life, they were able to understand a great deal because of the foundation and foreshadowing of Christ as laid out in the Old Testament. By April of 2006, we taught on the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus and saw over 90% of the village of Mibu testify to a clear understanding and belief in the death of Jesus Christ as payment for their sins. Over the years, our little church has grown beyond the village of Mibu through outreaches to 6 other villages. And now there are even more villages showing interest in having the gospel brought to them.